Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's T the Best, and we're here with another Pokemon video. Now, today we're gonna go ahead and check out the other list that made top 8, and this is the Dragapult VMAX list. Now, the only difference between what made top 8 and this list is that there's no Zamazenta V, and that's about it. Because if I'm not mistaken, I guess he kind of just threw it in there as a friendly bet. So essentially the card is useless at the moment. I mean, it does kind of stop damage from VMAXs, but there's not a lot of VMAXs running around in the format currently. Primarily kind of just Dragapult VMAX, and that's about it. But essentially this is almost the exact same 60 except for one card, and outside of that, I mean, it works really well. You know, there's some text here and there that have been changed out. Instead of the Mimikyu that shuts off GXs, there's just a power plant in general. Normally you kind of want to play down the power plant after you use your Dedenne and kind of stop anybody else from being able to use it, especially like a peek around, because they only have one stadium. If they can't use that stadium or the Dedenne, then they're kind of not really stuck, but it forces them to kind of play around that. So there is that. But our main attacker is Dragapult VMAX with the Max Phantom for 2 Psychic, doing 130 and 5 damage counters to your opponent's bench Pokemon any way you like. Really great way to kind of spread around the damage. We have seen a resurgence in Malo and Lana, so doing the 130 kind of hurts a little bit, but sometimes you can kind of get lucky and actually kind of pull it off really well. There is no Mr. Mime in this deck that stops up Pokemon from being scooped up. There is that, but outside of that, I mean, the deck looks like it is your kind of normal Dragapult VMAX deck. You know, just different techs here and there. You got the Crushing Hammers whenever you go against the mirror match, and of course a Giratina from Unified Minds that has Dimension Breach on it. You know, being able to discard your opponent's active Pokemon that has special energy on it helps out really well. I mean, if they don't have a lot of energy and you know all they have is special energy, I mean, you can start discarding it. So let's go ahead and get some games in. All right, so we got our first matchup here, or probably actually our only matchup. I normally kind of do one depending on how it goes, but yeah, I'm not really sure what we're playing against. This should be interesting, but as of this moment, the Player Cup qualifiers kind of have started. So essentially, if you go ahead and play the event ladder, you have a chance to possibly get invited to the invitational. I'm not probably going to do it because I don't have enough tickets. Just to be honest, I don't have enough tickets. Kudos to anybody that does, but me, I just don't. It's going to be interesting to see how this is actually kind of handled in a way. I don't know what made them kind of think that that would be a good idea to do that, but it is what it is. And this hand is kind of trash, not gonna lie. That really wasn't a good hand to kind of start with. We don't really have any kind of follow-up here. We don't have any supporters, and of course there go their welder. So depending on how this goes, we might be looking at a knockout here against our active, unfortunately. Hopefully they don't have a lot though. And we're playing against Baby Blounce as well, which is not really a great matchup without having a Giant Bomb. It is possible to win, but it's not ideal. So we'll see exactly how well this goes. I'm not expecting great things out of it though, so we might end up having to do another one. But our start currently is not great. Yep, so they had the Fiery Flint, so unfortunately our Eldegoss here will get knocked out. Currently they do not have a follow-up though, so there might be a chance, but I'm not expecting much. So they also had Jirachi, so yeah. Yep, and we're gonna lose our Eldegoss here. So unless we come up with any kind of way to kind of see the rest of our deck here, we might actually, this might be game here. All right, so we have no other way to look at the rest of our deck. this actually might just be, yep. So we're just gonna scoop this up and go to the next game here. Unfortunately, the first game didn't go well. I mean, it's the nature of the game though. Sometimes you just get them dead hands and there's not really much you can do about it. But we're gonna go ahead against Javier here. Hopefully our start here is a little bit better. We have a Jirachi to put in the active. We have a way to go find our Dragapult, and we have a way to get Jirachi out of the active as well at some point in time. So we're currently good to go. Fortunately, not sure exactly what our opponent is playing at the moment. Probably no here. Nope, still don't know. My guess, it might actually be Combozation. But we won't know until he puts on another Pokemon. Yep, so it looks like it is some sort of Zation deck. Yep, it is Combozation. That's interesting. Why would you put that down? Huh. I wonder if that was just an accident or what the case was. Ah, okay. That was an interesting thing. Maybe they're looking for something here. They have a friend ball, so they will probably be able, yeah, they'll be able to go out and search for a Zation and at least kind of get that ball rolling. So we might want to try and get this done as quickly as possible. You know, once this kind of gets started, it is difficult to kind of go against, and hopefully it is not the one with metal goggles, because if it is, that is an auto loss, because once they put metal goggles on, there's not really much we can do about it because we do not have any way to remove it. So not exactly sure which one this is just yet, so we might want to go ahead and thin out the deck a tiny bit. We do know that they already have the metal saucer, so I think we'll just go ahead and do crushing hammers anyways. Of course, heads or tails. What we'll do is we'll get rid of this energy here, go after our Dragapult V, check the rest of the deck as well. So there is at least one power plant. There's one power plant in our prizes. There's one psychic energy as well. I think actually one, no. One Dragapult V, one Dragapult VMAX. And that looks to be about it. Yeah, so one power plant, one psychic energy. Okay. Well, that's not really ideal, but it's all good. We're not too worried about it right now. So we'll go ahead and hit Jirachi. Definitely want to get a Cynthia. I don't know if I really want to Cynthia away this hand just yet, but we might want to. The only reason I'm not too sure is because we could get Marnied. Because I'm not exactly sure what list this is. It's either Azul's list or this is the winning list from Qualifier 4, but I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and just Cynthia away this hand. All right, we got a Crushing Hammer, so we'll go ahead and do that. Get rid of that, and what else do we have? Power plant. We could probably put the power plant down. They don't really play that many ability cards. Primarily Dedenne would be stopping this, so I think we can go ahead and put this down for now. I don't think we'll need it, and then we will just pass. So we have an okay startup. We have our attach return. Currently right now they have to get an attach and two metal saucer in order to attack this turn, so we at least slowed them down currently, or at least enough to kind of get ourselves going. They only have one psychic energy and they've already used two scoop ups, so there's definitely not going to be able to use the combo that often. And we'll see what happens after this acrobite though. All right, so they got rid of their other skateboard, so the only way they're getting Jirachi out of the active is if they either use a switch or use another scoop up net. So most likely that was probably a metal energy that they put on top, so they're going to probably entrap a sword here, and hopefully they don't hit too many metal energy. So they did get both metal energies. That's unfortunate. All right, so okay, so we got our Dragapult VMAX here, so we'll go ahead and put that down. Let's go ahead and use the Energy Spinner and get our attach return, and then I think we'll kind of get rid of this Jirachi here. And And let's go ahead and put another Dragapult V down. Make sure, yeah. But put another Dragapult VMAX V down so we can get ready for our next turn and Cynthia away. All right, so we don't have a way to get out of the active, so that's kind of what we need. There is a switch, and we have a Cynthia for next turn, so we'll go ahead and grab the switch. And then let's go ahead and start putting pressure on them. Unfortunately, we don't have the Mr. Mime that can stop them from scooping up their cards. So for now, I don't think we'll put any damage counters on any of these guys. We'll go ahead and put them all on the Zamazenta V and get that started. Because no point, again, putting it here until they use all their scoop up nets. They have 2 more at least that we know of. So for now, we're kind of sitting good. Now, of course, the Zacian will probably come up and hit us. They are down at least 1 metal saucer, though. So there is that. We'll see exactly what they kind of do here, because they do need to pick up this Mr. Mime at some point in time and put it. So unless they have the combo, which they probably won't have it yet. And I can see them kind of gusting around this, but I guess not. Okay. All right. So we need to kind of ping this guy twice, which I think we will, so that we can at least get the knockout here and then start putting up the rest in the back. So we'll go ahead, do this to the active, attach for turn here. And then we will probably just Cynthia this away. I want to, because I don't think they have, if depending on the list, I don't think there's a way to bump the power plant. So we might just get rid of the Dedenne for the Giratina, put the Giratina into the discard pile. I don't think there's anything we're going to take out here. Nope. We'll just go ahead and Cynthia. All right, so we can go ahead and get rid of the Mew for our Dragapult VMAX here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get another Zigzagoon scoop up net to get the Zigzagoon back down again. So unfortunately, that's not going to work. So we won't get a knockout here, but we can at least put some more damage counter somewhere. We'll probably start getting that second Zacian in the back ready to go. There we go. And now they're gonna have to be forced to get out of the active now, which is totally fine here. I don't know if they have the combo set up either, so that's the other thing that we need to make sure on. It doesn't look like it just yet. They do need to get rid of. Okay, that is interesting. So they probably have at least 2 metal saucers in their hand. I don't think they would want to set this one up to get attacked again, but it will get hit. So we will get the knockout here next turn using Giratina, so that's fine. And then we should probably start peppering up here. They have to get a switch to get out of the active here. And they're going to put another Zacian down. Okay. So did they miss the knockout? Nope, they got the knockout. Yeah, so they're going to get the knockout here, which is fine. Okay, that's interesting, because now they actually need another switch or another scoop up net, and they're already down 3 scoop up nets. So I don't know why they went in and have just scooped up a Ringaroo and brought up the Zacian. Now they're gonna have to use a switch because they've actually already retreated for the turn. So I think that was actually a misplay by our opponent there. I don't think they should have done that. They should have probably come up and started swinging with the Zacian, because they don't have another way to retreat and they have to waste another switch here. And you kind of want to keep as many switches as possible. They do still have 4, so there is that, but I think that was probably a misplay. I think they should have just brought the Zacian up, left the Mr. Mime and the bench, and then kind of just gone from there. Especially if this is okay. So this is Azul's list, then they do have the second Mr. Mime, so they must have another scoop up. Okay, so they must have another scoop up net then, because that Jirachi will go to the top of the deck. Then they'll play down the Mr. Mime, and they must have a scoop up net in hand then. So that's kind of like the only thing that I can think of at the moment. And they don't have another. Okay, That is interesting. All right, so we will take the knockout here with this, with the Giratina on this Zacian. I wonder if, so we will attach for turn here. There's no way for us to get the knockout on this one at the moment, so we will take knockout here and then put another prize card, another damage counter here. And then, so we'll go ahead and take our 2 prizes. Boss's orders will be nice here, but unfortunately we did not get it. We don't want to reset stamp them. So I think we kind of want to just see what's in the deck, because I think there is, so our boss's order are all prize. All right. There's nothing really we want to go for then, if that's the case. Boss's orders would be nice, but unfortunately we can't get that. And they are already down 3 nets. They do need 1 more, and they're already down 1 boss's order. So I think all we can do here is just go ahead and swing into the Mr. Mime, put our 5 damage counters on the Zacian. That way it will be essentially almost checkmate there. We kind of do need to get our boss's order off this prize card here. We'll put our 5 here. That way, if we get boss's orders, there we go. So essentially we kind of have game here. I do not believe there's a reset stamp in this list, if I'm not mistaken. If there is, then that's fine. We do have the Jirachi to kind of go out and look for it, but I believe this is actually kind of, I think this is game here. They can get this knockout, and that's fine. That'll put them down two prizes. We will reset stamp them just in case. And yeah, so as long as they don't reset stamp us. Ooh, the Marnie does hurt a little bit. All right, so yeah, the Marnie hurts a little bit there, but we can shuffle the deck to try to get the boss's orders back to the top here. And then yeah, that's kind of like our plan here. So we will put the Jirachi up. All right, so let's go ahead and yeah, so we definitely want to shuffle the deck again. Let me just make sure, and if need be, we will get the Eldegoss just in case we do need to get the Cynthia. Let's go ahead and start a wish. Did not find it, but we did find 2 scoop up nets, so that's fine. So we put the Jirachi back down, scoop up our active Jirachi, put the second Jirachi up, and let's see if we can get it off this one. Boss's orders, there we go. All right, scoop up Jirachi, put up our Dragapult, and boss's order up the Zacian V for game. And we'll just put the 5 here, and that's game. All right, so yeah, I like this Dragapult VMAX deck. Like I said, there are some techs that are in this that are a little different than what you would normally see. I thought it was actually really well. So I mean, it kind of did well. I mean, it was top 4 basically. At the time of making like the list and stuff, I was looking at it. I was like, I didn't understand the reason why the Zamazenta V is in there, or VMAX or V was in the deck. And then I heard that it was just a bet that he put in there. I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. It just didn't make it just didn't need to be in the deck at all. There's not a lot of VMAXs running around. You know, maybe in the future sets that we end up getting, maybe it might have a place, but currently it's just a dead card. So if you do end up messing with the list, you know, go ahead, take it out, add in an extra psychic energy, and outside of that, I mean, everything else kind of works really well. Being able to put the power plant down to stop your opponent from using any kind of abilities, primarily Dedenne, if there's no way for them to bump the power plant, you know, you kind of throw yours down first and then power plant after that. That way it kind of stops them. Outside of that, I mean, the list works really well. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe, you know, all those great things, you know, come back, check out the rest of the content from myself and the rest of the content creators on Almost in Full Color. You got Keith Gaines and Roger. We all do different things, but like I said, come back, enjoy, hit the subscribe button, you know, for more content. But that's it for this video. I'll put the deck list down in the description, the link to Limitless as well in the description, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.